Welcome students. In continuation of our lectures, in a series of lectures in thermodynamics, we have seen the last video, we have seen about Carnot engine. Now we enter into the concept of entropy. One of the most important concepts in thermodynamics, and not only in thermodynamics, in entire physics, entropy is given a special place. Right? It is this entropy which defines how systems go, in which way universe proceeds, etc. We can understand using this concept of entropy, which was defined by a scientist called Clausius. Scientist called Clausius has defined this term called entropy. He said that you take some system, at some temperature, capital T. When you give a small amount of heat delta Q to the system, he said the change in entropy, right, SF minus SI, SF minus SI is equal to the amount of heat given, right, divided by the absolute temperature of that system. This SF minus SI, final entropy minus initial entropy, is known as change in entropy, ds equal to delta Q by T for a reversible process. This is for a reversible process. He defined the change in entropy. What is delta Q? Delta Q is the amount of heat given to the system or taken from the system. If you give some delta Q amount of heat to the system, system's entropy will increase. If you take out some small amount of heat delta Q from the system at an absolute temperature T, delta Q will be negative. Heat taken from the system is negative. Heat given to the system is positive. Right? Entropy of the system decreases. For a reversible process, delta Q equal to ds equal to delta Q by T. Generalized statement is change in entropy ds is greater than or equal to delta Q by T. Right? This is an inequality where equal to sign is applicable for reversible process and inequality is applicable for irreversible process. Now we have to differentiate between reversible and irreversible process. What is a reversible process and what is an irreversible process? We'll see first what is a reversible process. Reversible process is like the concept of ideal engine or ideal fluid. In fluid mechanics we talk about an ideal fluid. In gases we talk about ideal gases. Ideal fluid and ideal gas, they never exist, but they are very good approximations, for which we can frame laws easily and we can change according to the situation. For a real system we can make some modifications to that ideal gases. Similarly, here also we'll define a process known as a reversible process as, take a very crude example. So there is something or some system is there at a point A. In order to taking the system from the point A to a point B. Suppose I have given 10 joules of heat to the system. Heat given to the system is positive. So I'll say, right, system has taken 10 joules of heat and went from A to B. In going from B to C, suppose say system has done some 5 joules of work. System has done 5 joules of work. Means work done by the system is positive. I'll take this as positive. In going from A to B, system has absorbed 10 joules of heat. In going from B to C, system has done 5 joules of work. In going from C to D, suppose its temperature has increased by 18 degrees Celsius. Temperature has increased by 18 degrees Celsius in going from C to D. Right? And in coming from D to a point called E, I'm taking a very crude example. In going from D to E, suppose say system's velocity has decreased by 5 meters per second. Of course, such a process will not be there, but I'm just giving a rough example. Right? These are some changes occurred to the system and the surroundings also when taking the system from A to E finally. Sometimes it has taken heat, sometimes it did some work, sometimes its temperature has increased, sometimes its velocity has decreased. This is known as the direct process. When do I call this process as a reversible process? Means in going from A to B to C to D, system has undergone some changes. The surroundings also has undergone some changes. What are they? System has absorbed 10 joules means who should give energy to the systems? From the surroundings, 10 joules have gone into the system. Okay. System did 5 joules of work means system has done 5 joules of work on the surroundings. Okay. Right. System's temperature has increased by 18 degrees Celsius means surrounding must have produced that heat required to raise the temperature by 18 degrees Celsius. Means system and surroundings are undergoing some changes in going from A to B to C to D to E. Now, when do I call this process as a reversible process? Perfectly reversible process means in coming back from E to D, right? Whatever changes that has occurred in the direct process should occur exactly with the same amount with opposite sign. Right? Whatever has happened to the system, whatever has happened to the surroundings, those changes should occur exactly with the same magnitude in opposite direction with opposite sign. Okay. In going from D to E, system's velocity has decreased by 5 meters per second. Okay. In a reversible process, when I come back from E to D, system's velocity should increase by 5 meters per second. Okay. Similarly, in going from C to D, system's temperature has increased by 18 degrees Celsius. Okay. In coming from D to C, system's temperature should decrease by 18 degrees Celsius. Okay. Means wherever it has taken heat from to raise its temperature, it should lose same amount of heat into that only. Okay. Right. In going from B to C, system has done 5 joules of work. Now, in going from C to B, we have to do 5 joules of work on the system. Means work done on the system is negative. Means I have to do 5 joules of work on the system. System has absorbed 10 joules of heat in going from A to B. When I go from B to C, system should lose 10 joules of heat. In going from B to A, system should lose 10 joules of heat. Means what all changes that occurred in the system and surrounding should occur exactly with same magnitude with opposite signs, such that when I come back to A, it is a cyclic process. Okay, there won't be any change in the system or surroundings. Okay, such a process, an ideally visualized process, is known as a reversible process. It's a reversible process. Example, in our everyday life, if I walk from here to there, okay, suppose there is 10 meters distance here. In going from this point, that point, I spend some 5 joules of energy. Okay. When do I call this process of my going from this point to that point by doing some 5 joules or spending some 5 joules of energy as reversible? When I walk back from that point to this point, okay, I should get back my energy. Okay, 5 joules of energy, such that there should not be any change in me, there should not be any change in the surroundings also. Suppose say you from the ground floor, you climb some stairs and go to the first floor. Okay, you spend some 50 joules of energy. Okay, if it is a reversible, what should happen? When you go down from first floor to ground floor, you should get back your energy. Is it possible? Is it possible? It's an what you call imaginary process. Ideal process it is. What happens when you come back from first floor to ground floor? Again, you will be spending some energy. Again, you will be spending some energy. You will never get back your energy. If that is the case, you climb up and climb down, climb up and climb down 1,000 times also. You should not lose any energy. System should not, there should not be any change in you. There should not be any change in surroundings, which is impossible. Okay, right? Current flows from A to B. Okay, some heat gets dissipated. I square R, power is lost in the resistor. Okay, if it's a reversible process, what should happen? When I send current from B to A, I should get back my heat energy. Okay, whatever system has absorbed, the resistor has absorbed, right? It should give back, or whatever energy is lost in the system, I should get back. Is it possible? No. Okay, so all processes what we see in nature are not reversible. If a process is not reversible, it is known as an irreversible process. Okay, irreversible process. Okay, means what? Okay, there will be some changes left out in the system or in the surroundings once I come back to the same point. I start from point A, go to B, to C, to D, to E, I'll come back to A. Okay, after completing the cyclic process, if there are some changes, okay, in the system plus surroundings, it is known as an irreversible process. You walk from A to B, you will spend some energy. You will go from B to C, you drink one glass of milk. You come from C to D, okay, you will lose something. Alright, suppose you lost 5 rupees from your pocket or 100 rupees from your pocket. From D to A, if you come back, right, your body temperature gets what you call increased by 5 degrees Celsius. Okay, when do I call this process as reversible? If you go from A to D, your body temperature increases by 5 degrees Celsius, isn't it? It should decrease by 5 degrees Celsius. You have lost 100 rupees in going from D to E. Okay, you should get back, you should find back your 100 rupees. Okay, like that. What all changes that has occurred in the direct process should occur the same amount with opposite side. Then there won't be any, right, where you have taken one glass of milk in going from B to C. When going from C to B, you should leave that one glass of milk, such that again the glass of milk should be fresh like that. You should be like as before. Okay, is this possible? No. Okay, such processes are impossible, but still, just like an ideal gas, just like an ideal fluid, I'll imagine an ideal reversible process. Okay, all thermodynamic laws, what we have seen, are meant for reversible process only. Okay, right? Later on, we'll consider the practical irreversible process also. We'll make modifications, what can be done, in what way the real system is different from the ideal system. I'll make those arrangements and calculate for irreversible processes only. Okay, now, so a natural process can never be reversible. All natural processes are always irreversible. Okay, walking, like friction is a dissipative force. Okay, when I rub my hands, I'll get heat energy. When I warm my hand, right, will my hands go like this? No, not possible. Okay. Once I drop this pen, or what you call, you drop one egg, it falls on, breaks off. Okay, is it possible to get back the egg? No, it is an irreversible process. Okay, similarly, right, you bring one hot cup of tea and put it on the table. Within 10 minutes, it gets cold. Okay, you want back your hot tea means what should you have? What you are supposed to do? See, tea becoming cold is a natural process. It has happened without your intervention or without your effort, right? You bring one hot cup of tea, it becomes cold in 10 minutes on itself. Okay, by itself. But you want hot tea back means what are you supposed to do? You have to take the tea and put it on the stove and heat it. Okay, this work is not required for cooling down, whereas for heating it, this work is getting required. Means what is not required for one way, if you want to come back, bring back the system to its initial state, you have to do some additional work or some additional preparations, etc. Okay, such processes, all processes are irreversible only. Example, you take a chamber like this, right, divided into two parts, right, separated by what you call some stopcock is there, and there is some gas here. Okay, here in this perfect vacuum is there, such that pressure P equal to 0, there is vacuum. Now, if you open the stopcock, what will happen? Gas rushes into the second chamber without you doing anything. All that you have to do is what? Simply pull out this, right, stopcock. Gas itself rushes into the second chamber and uniformly spreads. Okay, now what type of process is it? Reversible or irreversible? If I want the gas to go back to its first chamber and have the second chamber with vacuum, tremendous amount of work has to be done. Okay, it is not simply I removed the cock, gas has expanded. When I put back the cock, entire gas should go back. Just like in movies, they play what you call a scene with reverse motion. Okay, fellow jumping into the swimming pool like that, and again he'll roll the camera backwards as that, right? He'll come back like this. Okay, such a what all happened like this in this direction will exactly how happen with opposite sign when he's taking back, when he's rolling back the camera. But nature is not like that. It is not like a movie reel turning backwards. Okay, reversible process means when you do the process reverse, just like a movie reel working backwards, everything should come back. One fellow kills somebody in a picture. Okay, in 2 minutes he will stab somebody, that fellow gets killed. If he rolls back the camera, that fellow becomes alive, this fellow's life goes back. Is it possible in real life? No, impossible. Okay, right? Now, if I want my gas back to the first chamber and I want vacuum here, what should I do? I have to remove the entire gas using an evacuation pump, then again fix the piston, fix everything, stop park, etc. Then pump gas into this chamber. Means what work which is not required for the gas to expand, right, is getting required when I want to take back the system to its initial point. So this is also an irreversible process, right? Current flowing in a resistor is an irreversible process. Okay, use and current I like this, right? I square RT, power loss, energy loss will be there, right? A to B, right? If it is a reversible, what should happen? If you reverse the direction of current, you should get back your energy, which is impossible. Again, you lose energy. I walk from A to B like this. I walk from A to B, from here to here. I'll spend some 100 joules of energy. If I walk back from B to A, I should get back my 100 joules of energy, which is impossible. Okay, it is an irreversible process like that. Okay, you drop one chalk piece onto the floor. Okay, chalk piece breaks into two pieces. Now, breaking of chalk piece is very easy. Now, if somebody wants the chalk piece to join back, stick back and come back as one piece, it is impossible. It's an irreversible process. Okay, so naturally, what all processes we see in our everyday life are irreversible process only, but we are defining a reversible process in thermodynamics like this. What if in going from one state to another state, whatever changes that has occurred in the system and surroundings, right, in coming back from final state to initial state, if same changes occur in the system and surroundings, okay, with same magnitude with opposite signs, such that there is no change in the system plus surroundings after that cyclic process, such a process is known as a reversible process. Okay, for a reversible process, right, the change in entropy ds is equal to delta Q by T is equal to 0, right, is equal to 0. If the process is an irreversible process, change in entropy ds will be greater than delta Q by T, will be greater than delta Q by T. What is the significance of this will be clear as I go. We go deeper into the term called entropy. Okay, entropy, in Greek word it is N related to energy, trop is related to some transformation. It means the concept of entropy in Greek language is some energy transformation term. Okay, now when I say, right, change in entropy SF minus SI is equal to ds equal to delta Q by T, what does it mean? Right, I can only calculate the changes in entropy. I cannot find out the absolute value of the system. Okay, because entropy SF minus SI is equal to ds is defined as delta Q by T. What is delta Q? Delta Q is the amount of heat given or taken from the system. If you give delta Q amount of heat, right, at a temperature T, system's entropy will increase. If you take out delta Q, right, amount of heat at some temperature capital T, system's entropy decreases. But what is the initial state of the initial entropy of the system? I do not know, because I don't know how much heat energy that we have seen in the very first class of thermodynamics. Heat is a concept of energy which is in motion, which comes into picture only when it flows. I cannot measure the absolute amount of heat energy present in the system, so I cannot find out the absolute value of entropy also. I don't know what is the initial entropy, because I don't know what is the amount of heat present in the system. But only thing I know is what, right, I have what amount of heat I am giving is known to me. What amount of heat is withdrawn from the system is known to me. So when I give some heat, system's entropy increases. So SF cannot be found, SI cannot be found. Okay, only thing is the difference can be found. Okay, now ds, he wanted this ds to be a state or point function. State or point function. It should depend only on the initial state and final state. Okay, how did he do that? Right, we have seen in the very beginning videos of thermodynamics, right, delta Q and delta W are path functions and hence inexact differentials. Okay, now in mathematics there is one procedure. If you have an inexact differential equation, you want to convert it into an exact differential equation, right, we'll follow some procedure. What is that? We will evaluate something known as an integrating factor. Okay, IF. When I multiply this inexact differential equation with that integrating factor, the resultant will be an exact differential equation. Similarly, delta Q is an inexact differential. What Clausius did is he has multiplied with an integrating factor called 1 by capital T, absolute temperature. Okay, it is a point or state function. 1 by capital T is the integrating factor. When delta Q is multiplied, an inexact differential is multiplied by an integrating factor 1 by T, the resultant will be an exact differential or point or state function. ds equal to delta Q by T, right, for a reversible process. Okay, for an irreversible process it will be greater than. So the complete definition of entropy is ds is greater than or equal to delta Q by T. Okay, in that inequality, equal to sign is applicable for reversible process, inequality sign is applicable for irreversible process. Okay, now what is the change in entropy? Okay, what are the units of entropy? Units of Q are joule, right, and units of temperature Kelvin, joule per Kelvin, right. Okay, units of entropy are joule per Kelvin. Okay, now see, changes in entropy only can be measured according to thermodynamics. Okay, because, right, this delta Q is heat given or taken, right, this ds is increase in entropy or decrease in entropy. System's entropy can increase or decrease, keep that in mind. Surroundings entropy can increase or decrease, keep that in mind also. Okay, when I give some heat to the system, system's temperature increases, system's entropy increases. When I take out some heat from the system, system's entropy decreases. So entropy of a system can increase or decrease. Keep that in mind. Whatever is the system's interacting with is known as surroundings. Surroundings entropy can also increase or surroundings entropy can also decrease. Okay, right? There is no objection for it, or it can remain constant also. Okay, there is no problem. Okay, now in an reversible adiabatic process. What is an adiabatic process? Adiabatic process is done under insulated conditions. Okay, means I won't give any heat to the system or take any heat from the system, right? The process, whatever process, is done under insulating conditions. Okay, right? Then what about amount of heat given to the system delta Q or taken from the system delta Q is equal to 0. So ds equal to, right? ds will be greater than or equal to 0, right? In a adiabatic process. Okay, right? In a reversible adiabatic process, ds will be equal to 0. In a reversible adiabatic process, ds is equal to 0. If the process, adiabatic process, is irreversible, then entropy ds will be greater than 0. Okay, keep that in mind. This is very important from exam point of view, right? In some exams, questions come like this. In an adiabatic process, entropy, right, remains constant, increases, decreases, cannot be said. The moment you see adiabatic process, delta Q equals 0, right? So most of students say adiabatic process, ds equals 0, but he has not mentioned whether it is reversible or irreversible process. Okay, you should keep that in mind. He did not mention what type of, in a simple adiabatic process said. If it is a reversible adiabatic process, change in entropy will be 0. Okay, entropy remains constant. If it is an irreversible adiabatic process, entropy will increase. Okay, so what is entropy? Entropy is state or point function of system which remains constant during a reversible adiabatic process. Now you have to specify reverse. Every term you have to specify whether process is reversible or irreversible here. That becomes very crucial now. Okay, right? Entropy is that property of the system which remains constant during a reversible adiabatic process. In a reversible adiabatic process, in any adiabatic process, delta Q equal to 0. But by definition of entropy, ds is greater than or equal to delta Q by T. In a reversible adiabatic process, ds will be equal to delta Q by T. So delta Q equal to 0. So ds equal to 0. In an irreversible adiabatic process, ds will be greater than 0. Okay. So now from now onwards, we should be extremely careful in calculating change in entropy, whether the process is reversible or irreversible. Okay, but what is the advantage of entropy? Entropy is a point or state function. Means what? When you go from a state A, okay, system will have some entropy SA. You go to a point B. Here system's entropy is SB, say. You don't know what is SA value, what is SB value. But in going from A to B, what is change in entropy ds? ds equal to SB minus SA, right? Final entropy minus initial entropy. Okay, that entropy may increase or decrease or remain constant depending on the type of process. Okay, no doubt. But you cannot calculate the absolute values of entropy. You can only calculate changes in it. Now, but the advantage is, since entropy is a point or state function, whether you go from A to B like this or like this or like this, in whichever process you go, okay, change in entropy will remain same, whichever path you go. Okay, change in entropy remains same because, right, initial point, final point are same. Okay, change in entropy will be same only. Okay, right, that is the advantage of taking a point. So just like potential energy. Potential energy here is mgh1. Potential energy here will be mgh2. In going from A to B, what is change in potential energy? mgh2 minus h1. That remains same whether you take the pen straight like this or you take the pen like this or you bring the pen after half an hour and put it there also. Change in potential energy remains same. Similarly, in going from A to B, since entropy is a point or state function, again keep that in mind. Okay, entropy of the system remains constant. Change in entropy remains same irrespective of the path followed. Irrespective of the path followed. Okay, so ds remains same, means SB minus SA will remain constant whether you go straight like this or like this or like this or like this. Okay, right? So now we will see, right, the second law, how second law of thermodynamics is framed based on this concept called entropy, which later on explains, right, everything about the universe. Okay, in one way we can say that it is this entropy which governs the universe. Okay, right, the law which governs the universe is second law of thermodynamics. That we can say actually once I go into the formulation of second law of thermodynamics. Okay, based on this entropy, right? Thank you.